What's up? I am Hilary Johnson, if we've never met before, and I wanted to pop in today to share a few thoughts with you about the cryptocurrency trading bots that I am using to generate passive income. Many of you have reached out in response to my last video or my social media post asking questions. So I thought I would do like a short Q&A today, share some thoughts with you, show you where I'm at right now with all the bots and let you see what things look like. What happens if the market goes down? Like what happens if Bitcoin bottoms out or particular tokens or coins that you invest in drop? So that happened this past week. So if you follow all the cryptocurrency market, you will know that it took a really nice hit and it started to rebound back up as it does, as all things do. So if you've been on Earth for a while, you've probably seen this cycle also in the stock market. So there are things that will trend up and then they will fall and then they will trend up and then they will fall, etc. So it's important to know that it's not a static space, meaning it doesn't always stay here and it doesn't just always go up. There are going to be moments where what you've invested in is going to go down, meaning the actual value of the asset you've invested in, say Bitcoin, it will rise and it will fall. And that's okay. The way I view it is that that's part of the ride. And it's also part of how you actually earn money through using this particular type of trading bot is you're making money on the volatility or on the wiggle of the market. So that's good. But if I really zoom the lens back a little bit and I look at just the cryptocurrency space as a whole, what you have to know at this point is that it is still a emerging space. A lot more is going to happen over the next year, 5 years, 10 years. We're on the beginning side of that. People who are getting in early are taking on some risk that's often coming with great reward. So I am pretty risk tolerant because I've started many businesses. So I don't carry a lot of anxiety around any of it. I don't look at the market and think anything of it. I just don't care because I'm looking at what's happening long term. So part of the things that I look at, like you will see models that are out there, and some of you have asked me about the Plan B model by Willy Woo, and that is one of many models that people have generated. And what's important to understand about modeling in the cryptocurrency market, as well as modeling of anything else that is future oriented, is it's taking past data and trying to predict the future. Now, I don't think you or I have the ability to predict exactly what's going to happen in the future. No one does. And although the past can point to some historical things that are important, it does not in any way tell us exactly what's going to happen. So Plan B's model is just that. It is a model that has had a lot of hits. It's been spot on. And there are moments like in the month of November where it did not hit, and that's okay. It's just one of many models, but it is one that you will hear people talk about in the cryptocurrency space a lot. So what I would just encourage you to remember is that there is no one model that's going to predict exactly what's going to happen with the market. But I watch the money. Is money flooding into this space? Is it flooding in from institutions that are almost too big to fail? And the truth is, yes, there's a lot of institutional investing that is coming into the cryptocurrency space, not just in Bitcoin, but in many other projects. Many companies who have their own tokens or own coins are raising a significant amount of funding because they are building out things that are really quite incredible. So what goes with this is you want to do research. You want to understand if you're going to invest in a core asset, even to use it in a bot, you really want to just do your own research, understand what it's about, understand what they're called like the tokenomics of it. What is that project there to do? And do you believe in it? Do you believe that that's something that has some potential? You're never going to know again with 100% certainty because we can't, we're fucking humans and we don't know exactly what's happening in the future. So just remember that. So those were a few things I wanted to share just about the market, about models you'll see, and about understanding that volatility of the market is in part how these bots generate a profit. Okay. Now, another question that's come up is like, what coins or tokens should I invest in? Which gets to this, like, well, how do I know? So one, you're gonna do your own research. And I am happy to turn you on to some resources. There's some people that I follow, a couple of YouTube channels that I follow, and a couple of podcasts that I listen to, and some people that I follow on social media, specifically on Twitter, where I look for this news. And I've come to trust their perspective over the past couple of years. It doesn't mean I wholeheartedly follow everything they say, but they are part of my ecosystem of growing my own knowledge, right? So part of it is that you're going to need to do some of that. The other, which is really cool, is if you do enroll in the course, you're going to get access to what's called coin pair research. So my mentor and his team basically do some research in the background and help build out some recommendations or thoughts that you can test. And you are always going to take any of those ideas and run them into test bots, but they put out some researched ideas to say, this could be a pair that's worth looking at. And you're always going to stick it into your own demo bots, and you're going to test it and see what it generates over a couple of days and decide if you want to put your real money into it. And then one of the things I'll also add here is that if you do end up signing up and you use my affiliate link, thank you, let me know, because what I'd like to do is put together a group of us that are doing the course and let us idea share, because one of the things you'll learn is this is not like one of us wins and everybody loses. Like, we could all invest in the same project and all be winning at the same time, which is really cool. So I can openly share with you what I'm investing in, just like you could openly share it with me once we're in the course, because then we're bound by the confidentiality agreement of the course, which you will have to sign. And that's why I can't tell you everything about how I do this. You have to learn it from the course, sign that NDA. And then from that point forward, we could chat. So anyway, let me know if you sign up using my affiliate link. And if you do, thank you so much. Now, next question, how long does it take to set up a bot? Right now, it takes me about 3 to 5 minutes, if that. I mean, I'm really efficient at it. And how did I learn it? In the course. And you're going to practice it. You're going to practice a lot of them. And one of the things you will always do is set up demo bots. And those demo bots allow you to test out your theory using the settings you learn in the course. You're going to look at some coins that you're interested in. You're going to demo buy them, and it's going to run the transactions on that, and you will see what it generates. And you can run those demo bots as long as you want. You don't have to say like, oh, in 3 days, I'm going to make a decision. You can decide. So you don't have to push for any of them to go on any timeline. You can let them run. But of course, market conditions change. And so you will want to test them, of course, before you run them. And some recency does help because you'll have an idea of kind of where it is at that moment. Because again, there is some volatility in the market. How much do you invest per bot? So in order to start them, and you will learn this in the course, you're going to need about $3,000 to start each bot. And that's to allow enough money to be placed on all of the buy and sell limit orders. So I promise you this makes more sense in the course, but you need about that much money to make all of the transactions make sense. So that's the minimum investment you're going to be advised per bot. Now, here's also another reminder. There's no pressure to launch those immediately either. So you could go through the course, put some demo bots in, wait until you have $3,000 you want to put into a bot, and then go run one, and then let that sit for a while. And then when you're ready, start another bot. So there's no pressure to go all in with 5 bots at a time. Like, you can pace it out. And as my mentor will share with you, that's advisable also to like just take some time. Like, you don't have to rush into this. Like, pump the brakes a little bit, take the time. You'll get better results and if you don't rush in and go crazy. So anyway, there's that. Now, I wanted to reference too, like when we look at the screen in a minute, I'm going to show you what my earnings look like. And I wanted to reference this and compare this to savings. So oftentimes what happens is like you may have cash that you're kind of parking and just saying like, oh, it'll accumulate savings, whatever that interest rate is. And I want to remind you how shitty that interest rate is, which is like most annual percentage yield is 0.50%. So 0.5% could be your interest rate. So not great. And you've got the ability to earn a lot more here. And yes, it comes with more risk. I mean, to be clear, that is the trade-off we make. But you're also going to learn a couple of other ways in the course to park money and to be able to generate some interest on them. And some of them are significant. Like you could be earning on some particular coins like 8%. 10%, 12%, and you'll see it. You do see that in the course. It's something that I do as well, and it's a way to not invest in a bot, but to still be able to earn some income, and it's awesome. So, excuse me. I'm going to end this part. I'm going to start up my screen so you can see my screen and show you what's happened with my bots, and we'll go from there. Okay, cool. Okay, so working from the top, on December 2nd, I had generated $2,641 in bot profits. And then you'll see as we just work down the screen, December 4th, I was at $2,948. December 5th, $3,051. December 6th, $3,125. Now, I want to point you on December 4th, 5th, and 6th. Look at the left-hand side of the screen where it's sum total P&L. Note the red there. These were the days where the market was taking a dip. So even while the market was going down, these bots were still churning out profit. So that's what happens. The bots are set up to always generate a profit, whereas the market's going to continue to ebb and flow. So any of the coins I was invested in might have dropped below the initial value of when I bought them, hence the red. But again, I don't worry about it. I don't think about it. I don't even look at it. It just is what it is. Now, go down to the bottom two squares here. On the 7th, I ended up closing two of my bots. One was because my exchange did some updates on their server, Gemini, and it basically eliminated all of the open orders I had. So I had to go back and redo that bot. But while I was in there, I also had another one that had been non-performing because the grid essentially was too far above where the current value of the bots were. So I decided to just close them and then to regrid two. So I closed those two. So where you see closed two, it says $628. That's actualized profit. So when I closed those down, I made $628 in bot profit. And then I basically went back in, regridded them, and have set up those two bots as well as everything that was already there. So I have 7 bots currently running, and those have generated $2,764. So if I take those two, the closed ones and the open ones, and add together the value, I now have generated $3,392 in bot profit. So if I take, and work with me on the math here, $3,392, and I subtract out where I was on December 2nd with $2,641, I've made $750, and that is a 1-week profit number. These are all the bots that I currently have running. There are 7 total running. As of this moment in time, these bots, the active bots, have generated $2,764 in profit. I have 2 bots that I have closed, which now live in this spot history section. And those 2 bots that I have closed generated $628. So that said, let's go back here over into the spot bots and I'll show you. So you remember a couple days ago, the market was down and this number was red at the time. Now it's back in the green. This, of course, is always going to be in the green. And you'll see how things are performing at this moment in time. So, you know, you can see how each one of these have generated profit. These are my 2 newest ones, so they're quite low. These were just started in the last day. Now, I'm going to sort by bot profit, and you can just look at this one. So like Mana and USD has been my highest performing bot to date. It's been running for 1 month and 7 days, and it's generating 1.24% return daily, average daily return. And the total return on it is 47.28%. Like, where can you generate that kind of return, I ask you? This is incredible. You know, the performance of this is quite amazing. And then there's others that are, you know, everything in between. I hope that you found that helpful and maybe it answered some of the questions you have about investing in this particular training, investing in this arena. And I'm really excited about being involved in this, about being in early into the space of cryptocurrency and continuing to educate myself about the space. And also, frankly, to be able to generate passive income like this and not have to work so hard for it is really extraordinary. As I mentioned, the person I learned how to do this from is opening his course to teach you how to do it if you're interested. I do earn an affiliate commission from it if you choose to buy it. It's a one-time commission that I make it, and I appreciate it so much if you choose to support me by buying the course through the link that I've shared with you. And if you do, please let me know. I am going to put together a small group of us that do end up joining so that we can idea share with one another and help one another grow in this space. You know, I'm learning like you guys are, and we're still early. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to grow. I trust that. I believe that in my heart. Obviously, do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. I am not trying to give you investment advice. You definitely need to do your own research. And if this feels like a good fit for you, awesome. If it doesn't, that's cool too. Like, you do you. I respect that. All right. Hope it helps. Chat soon. See ya.